Damp is my dog out, cold are my feet, waiting for with spangs to send me to sleep.
Is there any advice that you would give our young researchers, because as you know we're doing this project Into the Trenches, which is inspired by your production of Money Choir. So we're asking them to undertake research, and they're working with a few different sort of historical sources and practitioners, and then basically they'll be creating monologues on the back of the research that they've undertaken. So they'll be creating characters and then building up monologues for those characters. Do you have any tips or advice or any guidance that you'd be able to give them?
Yeah, it sounds like a really lovely thing to say, but research isn't just constricted to the prism of historical fact. It's also, so much of your work as a playwright, I feel like, is just observing things. You have, I don't know the term for human research, where you watch or you listen to people, and for me, whenever I write a play as much as I can, I'll go and, if it's in an area or if it's a certain type of people, go and visit that area and go and visit that people, because my experience is quite limited as a 26-year-old man from Somerset who now lives in London and writes plays and does theatre and stuff like that. It's actually not very, 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 the scope of my experience is not very, very wide. But going and meeting people who come from a different background, who've got different experience, even if it's today, and I think that's the thing, having written a bit of stuff which is historical, we quite often tend to think of people from that era as being, somehow their brains worked differently, or somehow they were different.
Yeah, that's so true,
And it's true there are certain values that are different, there's cultural changes, but fundamentally it's like, you know, Shakespeare could write plays which we still put on now, which still have some relevance. So it's clear that their minds kind of worked in a similar way to us. It's not like they were dogs, or they were cats, or they were mice or something. There's suddenly so much more involved. So I think, and also you have to be aware that any characters you put on stage have to relate to a modern audience, not a historical audience. It's not people from the past going to come and watch them and judge them.
That would
probably be much better. Someone else could like this, someone from that period. But it's, I think there's really something to be said for that as well. Actually meeting people, going to places. So for me, going to Sunderland, I've got lots of family from Sunderland, so it was talking and spending time with them, and talking to my dad, who's very working class from Sunderland. Albeit he didn't grow up in that era, but his father and his father's father were all around that time period, that place. And there's the kind of peculiarities that he had, where he'd be able to talk about his dad being in the working men's club, all the things. There's just like a taste, or kind of something there about that place and those people that you kind of get. If that makes sense. Like I have very much with Somerset. I don't think people are massively different anyway. I think people all have commonalities and all do good things for themselves, their families, their children, all that kind of stuff. But the peculiarities of the place and age have something to do. So London is quite different from Somerset. I know when I go back to Somerset, something there's just a sense of humour there that I know. And I think some other people don't find funny, but immediately it just cracks me up. And I think
it's the same sort of in the northeast, isn't there? I think there's the same.
Exactly the same. There's an attitude.
And a wit.
And it's like it's so difficult to describe, but it's very open and it's very good humour, but it's a bit kind of chirpy, a bit like it's a bit clicky. Whereas in Somerset, it's not as much more laid back. They are quite.
It's all that side, you see.
I think it's probably the side and cheese and things like that. So I think there's that side of it, but keep looking for historical facts which can give you, because they will sometimes just get you out of a hole that you've done yourself in, and you go, I don't know where I'm going with them, whatever, and looking back at that period, or always going back to that period, you'll find stuff there. I've never gone back to research and looked at research and not found something which helped me out.
Sure.
It's maybe not the thing you went in search of or were looking for, but you find something you go, I've got to include that.
Human research. Observe people who might be of a similar age or background to your character. Look for clues or bits of evidence that might make your character more believable. Use your research to unblock you. Jesse talks about using research to get him out of a hole. If you are feeling stuck, see what other research you can undertake that could help you. Have a look at the archive material and think points in the online resources to help you. It might not be exactly what you were looking for, but it could help you in other, surprising ways.